Today, I'm going to be introducing Capture One sessions so that you can start improving your location-based organization right away. If you use Capture One, you're probably used to catalogs, but this is not how Capture One was originally released. Capture One started using sessions like we're about to talk about. I see a lot of people using catalogs like sessions are meant to be used, and I think there's actually a lot of benefit to be had by using sessions in a Capture One based workflow, either instead of or in addition to catalogs. You can think of catalogs sort of like an alien mothership. It's the big mama that holds everything. Well, sessions are kind of like the little alien fighter planes that come out and fight Earth and then come back to the mothership later. The idea being that they're smaller and nimbler and can go out and do more things, then come back and be again incorporated back into the mothership, or a catalog in this case. The benefit to using a session over a catalog, is particularly for location-based work or while traveling, is that you have all of the benefits of Capture One, but separated from your larger catalog, which you may not always have available with you everywhere you go. Whereas with a session, every new image that you create that is associated with that session can be edited, retouched, tagged, and organized in any number of ways that can then be reincorporated later into a catalog. I'll talk about that and how that's done in a later video though. It's also worth noting how easy it is to copy an entire session from OneDrive and put it somewhere else. Because the session is housed entirely inside of one parent folder, the capture selects output and trash, as well as any additional folders that you make for organization. If it's all housed in one place inside the parent folder, copy and paste, and your entire shoot is now backed up without having to do anything special, which is quite nice. Capture One sessions can also be used completely independently of catalogs, and Capture One was used in this way for years. Sessions by themselves can speak to one another, and so even if you don't have a master catalog, you can use one session or many sessions to speak with one another and reference other images that you've shot in the past, as well as see other edits for images that different sessions have made. For now, let's go ahead and get into the software and make our first session. To make a new session, while I have Capture One open, I'm going to click New Session in this dialog box if it shows up, or if not, I'll go ahead and click File and New Session. This dialog box is going to ask me to name my session, as well as ask me to place it in a particular location. You want to place your session on your local hard drive if possible, not your desktop. You can also put a session on an external hard drive, but local drive is going to see the best performance. I'm going to leave the session in my Pictures folder, and I'm going to name it Demo Session. We have a template section here that I'll probably end up talking about in another video, but for now we'll leave it as blank. And then we also see some subfolder settings below. Let's say Capture Selects Output and Trash. I'm going to leave those as they are because I'm going to talk about them later. I'm going to go ahead and click OK. If you're coming from a catalog, you're probably going to notice that there's no big import button right in the middle of the viewer. That's because it's not necessary to import images into a session. That's because sessions can behave like a browser, sort of like Adobe Bridge, but I'm getting ahead of myself. The biggest visual change between a catalog and a session is definitely going to be the Library tool tab. We see below session folders, we see session albums. This is going to be very similar to the way albums work in catalogs because that's virtual organization. Albums don't have an exact correlation to a folder on your hard drive, so it's all virtual. You can use an album to house multiple different images from different locations, or multiple albums with the same image in each one. Again, it's all virtual. Because they work the same way in catalogs as they do in sessions, I'm going to skip that for now. Below session albums, we see session favorites here. This is where we can associate folders on our hard drive with the session so that the session can access it very quickly. More on that in just a second. Below session favorites, we see system folders. This section is going to be a pretty important part of what makes sessions so powerful. Using the system folders tool, you can use Capture One like a browser, as if it were something like Adobe Bridge. I'm going to navigate to a particular folder that I know only has one image inside of it. by just highlighting the folder that contains the image. Capture One is displaying it here. If I click on the image, it's going to display it if I had imported it into the session. Not necessary at all. There's no downside to accessing images this way. If I were to right click on this thumbnail and select Show in Finder, it will display the actual raw file as it exists on my hard drive. But you're also going to notice that there's this Capture One folder just next to it. This Capture One folder houses cache files as well as settings files that Capture One uses to write those edits to and all of those previews to that you're making whenever you adjust the slider. This is how Capture One sessions talk to one another. When they are pointed to an image, they'll automatically look for a Capture One folder just next to it. If there's one there that has edits to that image, it'll be able to display them. You never really have to access this folder structure, but I do want to call attention to it because this is really the underlying architecture of the session itself. This is how everything works. Every edit that's made is housed here and associated with the raw file that's right next to it. So if you start using sessions, and particularly using the System Folders tool, you might start to see these little Capture One folders start to pop up in different places. Nothing to be alarmed about. They're very small files, but they are important so that, again, the session will understand what edits have been made to a particular image or images in the past. Back in Capture One, I'm going to look over to my System Folders section again, and I've still highlighted Sample Image, which is the container for the image that we're looking at right now. I'm going to right-click this folder and select Add to Favorites. Now that we see the Session Favorites section has populated with the folder I've just added to favorites. There's a little heart icon here, which is adorable, indicating that in both the System Folders section and in the Session Favorites section that it is indeed a favorite. The benefit to this is that I can click on the session favorite and access it whenever I want to, instead of having to expand all of these files and folders every time I want to navigate to this image. It's important to note that whenever a file is moved in a session, it's also being moved on the hard drive. So if I were to take this image and drag it from where it is just in the browser here over into the capture folder, it's going to disappear for a moment. That's because we're still looking inside the sample image folder that I've just moved this file out of. If I click on the capture folder where I dragged it, the image is there now. So it's physically taken this file and moved it from one folder to another. But in doing so through Capture One also sends all of the settings files and preview files that are necessary to show the edits and have those edits follow that image. So whenever you're moving files around, it's important to do it in Capture One so that all of those settings and adjustments are kept with that raw file. I'm going to go ahead and place this file back into sample image. The capture folder is now empty. If I click on sample image, there the file is. So sessions really shine when you take advantage of session favorites. Session favorites, again, are simply quick navigation to a particular folder that you want the Capture One session to pay attention to and access quickly. You remember the Capture Selects output and trash folders that we made when we first created our session? Well, those folders are folders, but in Capture One, they're also actions. The Capture Selects output and trash actions can be assigned to any particular folder that you want. It doesn't have to be the ones that were automatically named Capture Selects output and trash. When working with favorites, this is really handy, especially for photo shoots that have a variety of different looks or setups. For example, you could create multiple folders to capture into before the shoot even starts, or while the shoot is happening. So let's do that now. I'm going to navigate to my session favorites and I'm going to click the plus button here. This is going to take me to my pictures folder, which will let me navigate into the parent folder of the session that we've made. Here are my Capture Selects output and trash folders. And I'm going to make a new folder right next to these. And I'm going to title this folder Look 1. Now I'm going to click Add. Now we see Look 1 is a session favorite. There is a faster way to do this. If I were to navigate through Finder into the session folder that we've already made, I can quickly create more folders. And I'm going to title these Look 2 and look 3. I'm not doing anything special here. I'm just making folders in Finder. Now I have the ability to highlight look 2 and 3 and drag them over into the session favorites section underneath look 1. Once I release, we can see that Capture One has saved both of these folders, look 2 and 3, into the session favorites section. Now, if I were to right-click Look 2 and select Show in Finder, we're taken immediately to the folder that says Look 2. Again, it's a one-to-one representation of what's on your hard drive. That's all fine and good, but there's only one image in this session so far. Well, the idea here, especially for making favorites in this way, is to either create folders ahead of time so that you can import images from an SD card into these particular images automatically. Or if you're tethering, it's particularly useful. If we look at session favorites and we've highlighted look 1, I'm going to right click look 1 and select set as capture folder. Now we see that there's not only a heart icon next to look 1 showing that it's a favorite, but it also has a camera icon next to it as well, indicating that this is now the capture folder. Now remember, the capture selects, output, and trash folders that were originally made were named capture selects, output, and trash. Remember, those are also action folders. This can be a little confusing, and I know that it's hung people up before, so I want to make it clear now. If I were to right-click the capture folder and select Show in Finder, it's no longer going to show the folder named capture because it's not the capture folder any longer. It's going to show look 1 because I've just made it the capture folder. So I'm going to right click the capture folder up here where it says session folders and select Show in Finder. Now we see look 1 is highlighted instead of the folder named capture. This is an important distinction. So if you set different folders to be the capture folder, the session folders area of Capture One at the top left-hand corner will always point you towards the folder with that action. I know it's a lot, but hopefully that makes some sense. So the benefit here, now that look 1 is our capture folder, if we're tethering and we're capturing look 1, all of the images that are being shot for look 1 are going into this specific folder. I can come down to look 2, right-click, set as capture folder, and now all of the images that I'm taking for look 2 are going to go straight into that folder. So you're organizing the shoot as it's happening, which is really, really quite handy. Another way sessions are a bit more nimble than catalogs are, particularly when it comes to quick organization, is just by how easy it is to get the images inside of a session and be able to see them. We already know that we can import images into a session, and we've already seen how we can use system folders to navigate to a particular folder and look at what's inside of it. But what if we've just come across some images in a folder that we need to inspect, but we can't exactly just look at previews through every single image, which would take forever? All we have to do is navigate to a particular folder inside of Finder. I know that there's a particular folder like this on my desktop. And instead of doing all of this additional work to navigate to it through system folders or importing these images into Capture One, all that I have to do is drag one of these files and drop it directly onto the Capture One viewer, and Capture One will immediately populate and show all of the images that are contained inside of that folder. We can also see exactly where it is by looking at system folders. You can see that demo is highlighted. That is the folder that we're looking inside of right now. Now I can continue to organize these files if I had just imported them or have gotten them into the session in any other way. If I wanted to, I can drag these particular files and bring them into look 1, look 2. Remember that by moving files around in Capture One, the physical files are being moved without any duplications, so you're not going to be killing your hard drive space. Even if you use Spotlight to find multiple photos that are in different folders, all you have to do is highlight all of them in that search window that you want to populate in Capture One, drag them over into the session, and Capture One will display all of them together so that you can either edit them or organize them however you see fit. It's kind of amazing. If you found this video useful, please do like and subscribe. It helps the channel out a ton, but you'll also get to see when I release my next videos. The next one coming about Capture One will be the catalog-based video next week, where I'm going to talk about how I use catalogs to house thousands of images for my landscape catalog, as well as the other catalogs I use for other genres of work. Thanks so much for watching. I do truly appreciate it. I'll see you out there.